Hello students, welcome once again. So students, we were discussing chapter organizing, and in organizing chapter we discussed about the definition of organizing. We discussed what are the importances of organizing, what are the different steps in organizing, as well as we also discussed about the definition and importance of organization structure. Today, in that chapter, we are going to discuss what are the different types of organization structure. So if you talk about the types of organization structure, basically there are two major types of organization structure. The one is functional, the second one is divisional structure. The first one is functional structure, the second one is the divisional structure. So now we are discussing what is the definition of functional structure, right? So what is functional structure? Functional structure, if you talk about it, uh, it is an organization structure which is formed by grouping of jobs of similar nature according to the function and organizing these major functions as a separate departments. So functional structure in organization design, we can say that functional structure means it is an organization structure or design that groups similar or related jobs together. Related jobs together. I'm repeating it again. It is an organization design that groups similar jobs together. Example, like in an organization, there are 5 jobs to perform. The first one is, say, it is related to the say the 5 functions, different functions that is related to the HR, finance, production. So all the finance job, they are related job, they are structured together or designed together. The jobs related to the marketing design together or groups together. The job related to the HR groups together. The job related to production department, that is groups together. So all these jobs are grouped together, right? Similarly, we can define what is the divisional structure. Divisional structure, it is an organization structure comprising of separate business units or division created on the basis of different products, on the basis of geographical area, or on the basis of the customer groups. I'm repeating it again. What is that? It is an structure, or it is an structure comprising of separate business units created on the basis of. So what is done here? Either on the basis of different products, or it is done on the basis of, say, geographical area, or it could be on the basis of customer groups. It could be on the basis of the customer groups. So what is divisional structure? It is a structure comprising of separate business units in which the separate business units are created on the basis of their products. Like the units are created for the say, one is cement, the another one is for, say, cosmetic product, the another one is for the shoes product. So on the basis of product, separate divisions are created. There it was on the basis of functions, HR, marketing, finance. Here it is on the basis of the different products. Similarly, on the basis of geographical area, north area, south area, say one of the area is west or east area, or on the basis of the customer groups, say it is for the elite customer, like Maruti has done, right? So one of the categories for the elite customer, another category is for the normal people. Nexa is for elite customers, and the rest of is for different people. So that is on the basis of the division are made on the basis of the products, geographical area, or on the basis of the customer group. I hope it is clear. So after discussing, now we'll talk about the suitability of it. Functional structure, where it is suitable. Functional structure is suitable where a large variety of products are manufactured using different productivity resources. That is for divisional structure, right? For functional structure, say where the size of the organization is large size organization, large size organization, and it has diversified activity with diversified activities, right? And in these activities, high degree of specialization is required, and high degree of specialization required. So where high degree specialization required with the large organization with the diversified activity is there, this type of the organization structure will be required or preferred. If you talk about the divisional structure where there is a large variety of product, suitable where large variety of products are there, right, using different productive resources. So it is suitable more or less there only, right? So after discussing that, we'll discuss about the different advantages of functional structure. What are the different advantages of functional structure? We'll discuss the advantages of the advantages and disadvantages of divisional structure also, but firstly we are discussing the functional structure. So functional structure, what is the major advantage? As I told you, like the different departments are made. One is for marketing, one is for finance, the one is for the human resource. So these are different functions, right? So on the basis of that, the structure department is made. So firstly, the first advantage is it leads to specialization, or you can say that functional specialization. So if you are performing one function again and again, example, you are doing the marketing job again and again, it will create the functional specialization in that. You will be specialized in that area. And once you are specialized in that area, what will happen? This promotes efficiency, utilization of manpower. This promotes efficiency in utilizing manpower. This point is clear? Okay. Now what is the second advantage? Second advantage that operational efficiency will helps in increasing the profit. So firstly, operational efficiency will come, and operational efficiency will increase profit. Operational efficiency will increase profit. Yes, very much right. Third advantage. What is the third advantage of it? Third advantage is that minimum duplication of efforts will be there, because on the basis of the functions you have divided that. So one person, he is doing the financial job only, he will not be doing that job which is related to production or HR or marketing. So because of that, what will happen? Minimum duplication of work. Minimum duplication of work. And if there is minimum duplication of work will be there, hence the lower cost will be achieved. Lower cost achieved. I hope it is clear. Fourth advantage is, see, it promotes control and coordination within department. It promotes control and coordination and coordination within department. Within department. Now, why there is such thing available or prevalent? Because within department you are performing similar task, and if the similar task is promoted, the control will achieved as well as coordination will also achieved, right? Fifth one, what is the fifth advantage? Advantage is that all the different functions will get due attentions. All functions like marketing, finance, HR, all functions will get due attention. So they will get the respective attention which is needed, right? And the last one is it makes training of employees easier because it focuses on the limited range of area skills. So training is easier. Training of employee is easier. Training of employee is easier. Is easy. So I'm repeating those things. I'm repeating all the advantages. Please repeat and listen to me carefully, and please repeat these advantages with me. So try to recall first one. Yes, any one of you. What was the first advantage? The first advantage was it leads to the functional specialization, hence efficiency achieved. Second one, if operational efficiency there is, profit will increase. Third one, duplication of work will decrease. Yes, hence cost will be lowered. Fourth one, promote the control and coordination. Fifth one, all functions will get due attention. And the last one, training of employees easy. Right? Now we are discussing disadvantages of functional structure. What are the disadvantages of it? The first disadvantages. It leads to functional empires. It leads to functional empires. What is that? See, every function will try to say my function is important. My function is important. HR will say my function is important, right? And because of that, what will happen? They will try to achieve departmental interest, and hence organization will cost because of it, right? So it leads to the functional impairments, hence organization suffers because of that. Second one, interdepartmental conflicts are there. Interdepartmental conflicts. Why interdepartmental conflicts will be there? See, the sales department will be saying that we need to design customer. We should define the prices as per the customer's demand. But the production department saying that no, cost should be so much so that we'll try to achieve or we'll be able to achieve our production cost. So it should be more than that. So because of that, what will happen? There will be an interdepartmental conflicts, right? And there are many more, you can say that, points related to it. The third one, it may lead to problem in coordination. Why? Because there is a problem in coordination. Now mind it, there is a problem in coordination not within department. There is a problem in coordination with other departments. Why so? Because functionally, differentially departments, they will be saying that no, their department is more important. Hence the point is more or less the same. Because of that, interdepartmental conflict will arise. Now, fourth and the last disadvantages of that, it may lead to inflexibility. It may lead to inflexibility. Why so? As people with the same skills and knowledge base, they may have developed a narrow perspective and may not appreciate either's point of view, right? If you talk about this one, functional structure one, right? The function structure heads do not get training for top management position because they are unable to gather the experience in the diverse area, right? So this of the thing is one of the problem, you can say that one of the disadvantages of the functional structure. So there is the inflexibility between the people, right? Now after that, this is the we'll try to understand what are the disadvantages and the advantages of the divisional structure, right? So divisional structure, we are aware that where the division is based on the basis of product, on the basis of the geographical area, or on the basis of the customer approach or design. Now what are the advantages and disadvantages of it? Please try to understand that. So the first advantage is it helps in development of varied skills. It helps in development of varied skills. Like one person may perform the activities of, say, particular product, so he know everything about the particular product, right? Say I am in the I am in cosmetic products, so I know everything about the cosmetic products. So there are various type of the skills I can get into, right? I may be aware of, say, finance department, HR department, the marketing department of related to the cosmetic products. Second advantage is it's help in fixation of responsibility. It helps in fixation of responsibility. How? See, a particular department is given to me. If particular department is given to me, I am accountable for the profits of it. I am accountable for the revenue and cost of it, right? And my performance can be measured on the basis of the profit which I earned. So I can held accountable for my profit and the losses of my department or my product, right? So it's fixation of responsibility easier in that case. This is another advantage. Third advantage, it promotes flexibility. It promotes flexibility and initiative. See, because each division functions as an autonomous unit, right? So there is a better you can say that there is a better decision making and the faster decision making. So it promotes flexibility and the initiative because my division unit is separate one, so I am ready to or answerable to my division unit. So any type of the say cost or any type of the suggestion related to the particular unit is always welcomed, right? Fourth advantage, it facilitates growth and expansion of new division. It promotes, or you can say that it facilitates growth and expansion as new division can be added. See, new division can easily be added without interfering the functions of the other unit. New division can be easily added without disturbing the factor of the another unit. Say, I have four divisions. The one is related to the cosmetic, the second one is related to steel, the third one is related to, say, shoes, the fourth one is related to cosmetic, and I want to edit the fifth unit which is related to the watches. Easily can be added without disturbing the rest of the things, which is not possible in the functional structure. Now I am coming to the disadvantages of it. The first disadvantage is that conflict may arise among different divisions. Conflict may arise among different divisions. Specifically with reference to allocation of fund. With reference to allocation of fund. Right. So every company wants, every division wants that more fund should be allocated to that division. Like if I am related to say steel division, or another one related to say cement division. So a steel division will be saying the fund will be given to me. The second division will be saying fund should be given to me. So there will be a conflict regarding the allocation of the funds. First disadvantage. Second, it may lead to increase the cost because of the duplication of activity. So duplication of activity, increase cost. Increase cost. Why so? Say we have different divisions. One is for cement, the second one is for steel, third one is for cosmetic. Within division, all the functions need to be performed. Steel will be performing production, finance, marketing, HR. The another will also be performing. So the same type of functions are repeated either in say it is first division steel, there the functions all performed, they are performing all the functions, finance, HR, marketing, even that is performed in the second one also. If these all are clubbed or as a one unit, then that case these functions or duplication of activity can be decreased, hence cost can be decreased. Right. Third one, if you talk about the organization, what they want, see, every divisional structure, what they want, their division should get more profit. Yes or no? So here sometimes they ignore the organizational interest. They ignore organization interest. They ignore organization interest. I want cement industry should perform better. As a manager of cement industry, the manager of the second industry says steel industry, he wants that steel industry should grow. Hence, we ignore the organization interest. Similarly, even when the functional manager work as a head of a particular division, because over the period of time he get control over the business, so he wants that he should be listened, and sometime in order to that he may ignore the organization interest. Last disadvantage of divisional structure is the organization structure become complex. So it is complex structure is there. Why there is complex structure? Because we have different division, within different divisions we have different functions, so hence it will be a complex structure, right? So these are advantages and disadvantages of the divisional structure. I hope these points are clear to everyone. Now we are coming to the differences between functional and divisional structures. We know that there are two types of this organization structure. The one is divisional, the second one is functional. We are coming to differences between these two. Right? Very simple. There are six bases of differences between these two. The first basis is formation. The formation is based on functions, HR, marketing, finance. So it is based on that. And for divisional structure, formation is based on product, or it may be based on geographical area also. Like cement, steel, it is the basis on product, geographical area, north, east, west, south, right? Specialization. Here, functional specialization is there. Functional specialization. Because one person performed one function again and again, he get the functional specialization. Here they get the product specialization. Means I know everything about, as a manager of the say steel industry, I know everything about the steel. So it is get the product specialization. If you talk about the third difference, is that is cost, right? Functions are not duplicated, hence economical. Why it is economical? Because functions are not duplicated. It is comparatively costly because of the duplication of the functions. So it is costly because of the duplication of the functions. In coordination, difficult for multi-product company. Coordination is difficult. It is difficult for multi-product company. Say large company, it is okay, but if the company deals in the multiple products, say X, Y, Z, 4 products are there, 5 products, 6 products, 7 products, say many companies have even 20 to 30 products, then it is difficult, right? It is easy. Why it is easy? Because all functions related to particular product are related to integrated in one division. Fifth one is responsibility. It is difficult to fix this responsibility. Difficult to fix responsibility. Why it is difficult to fix? Because you can't say that because this the failure of company is because of HR department or because of the say finance department. Here it is easy to fix. Why it is easy to fix? Because simply you can know that a particular cement industry is growing or the second industry like uh, steel industry is growing, so you can fix the responsibility very easily. Last one, managerial development. It is difficult. Why it is difficult? Because functional manager has to report to the top management, right? So it's bit difficult. Yes or no? And it is very easier. Why the managerial development is easy? Because autonomy is there, as well as there is a chance to perform the many type of the functions. Here he can't perform the many type of the function, right? He has to perform HR function or finance function in which department he is. Here he has performed the different type of the function, hence he get the managerial development also, right? So these are the basic differences between these two type of structure, that is functional and divisional. The first one on the basis of formation, second one on the basis of specialization, third one on the basis of cost, fourth one on the basis of coordination, fifth one on the basis of responsibility, and the sixth one on the basis of managerial development. That's it for the day. So I repeat once again, please revise all the concept thoroughly. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.